Good morning, students. Today we start the next concept of our chapter manufacturing industries. We are discussing agro-based industry, and the next one is sugar industry. As you know that sugarcane is the raw material for sugar industry. India is the second largest producer of sugar in the world but occupies the first place in the production of khandsari and gur. So, India in the matter of production of sugar, India stands on second place. There are 662 sugar mills in India in 2010 and 11. It is a seasonal industry in nature. It means that first of all, the sugarcane is an annual crop, but we convert the sugarcane into sugar into 6 to 7 months. It means that it is providing employment for a specific period of time. That's the reason that it is a seasonal industry. It is spread over Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, along with Punjab, Haryana, and Madhya Pradesh. 60% mills are in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Now, sugar mill are shifting in the southern and the western states, especially in Maharashtra. So, what are the reasons that why these mills are moving from north to south or the western part of India? The first reason is that the per hectare production of sugarcane is higher in southern India because this area is covered with the black soil which is suitable for the cultivation of sugar cane. Second one is sucrose. Sucrose content पे depend करता है amount of sugar. So the sugarcane which is grown in the southern and the western India, the quantity of sucrose is much higher in that sugarcane. Sucrose content in the sugarcane is higher in Maharashtra and Karnataka. It means more sugar can be produced for less sugarcane. Next, mills and machines are new in the southern states. New and modern machines increase the productivity. So these are the various reasons that these mills are shifting from North India or from Central India to the Western and the Southern India. Cooler climate also ensures a longer crushing season, moist climate and role of cooperatives. As we discussed that on the basis of ownership we can classify the industry into four parts. Cooperatives वो इंडस्ट्री जो प्रोड्यूसर, सप्लायर और वर्कर तीनों के द्वारा चलाई जाए उसको हम क्या कहते हैं, कोऑपरेटिव्स कहते हैं. सो शुगर इंडस्ट्री इज आइडियल फॉर कोऑपरेटिव इंडस्ट्री. व्हाई? व्हाट इज द रीजन? द रीजन इज दैट sustain the quality of sugarcane. If the farmers are the producers and mill workers, if they are combinedly set up any industry, so it is known as cooperative industry. The profit and the loss is proportionately distributed between the supplier, producer and the worker. That's the reason that it is ideal suited for our cooperative industry. Next one is what are the problems faced by the sugar industry. First of all, it is seasonal in nature, that it provides employment for a specific time. Old and inefficient nature of production. Transport delay in reaching cane to factories. If there is any delay of the transportation of sugarcane into mill, so it decrease the amount of sucrose, and if there is decrease in the amount of sucrose, it means that less sugar production from that sugar cane. And maximize the use of baggage जो भूसी बचती है ना, जैसे गन्ने का रस पीते हैं तो उसके बाद जो भूसी सी बच जाती है, उसका यूज़ करना एक सबसे बड़ा एक चैलेंज है इस इंडस्ट्री के सामने. एट प्रेजेंट टाइम इंडियन गवर्नमेंट स्टार्टिंग दिस बैगेज टू प्रोड्यूस इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बाय बर्निंग इट. नेक्स्ट वन इज वी स्टार्ट हेयर द मिनरल बेस्ड इंडस्ट्री. Industries that use minerals and metals as raw material are called mineral based industry. So first of all, here we are starting our first mineral based industry, that is iron and steel industry, which is also known as basic industry. Why it is called basic industry? Let us discuss. This industry is the basic industry since all other industries, whether they are heavy, medium and light, depend on it for their machinery. Steel is needed to manufacture a variety of engineering goods, construction material, medical, defense, scientific equipment and a variety of consumer goods. So these are the various uses of steel in the life of humans. Next, that iron and steel is a heavy industry because all the raw material as well as finished goods are heavy and bulky, entailing heavy transportation costs. That's the reason that railway is the principal mode of transportation for heavy industry, because इसका raw material भी heavy होता है और इसके finished products भी क्या होते हैं, heavy होते हैं. Now what are the requirements for this industry? First of all, iron ore, coal and limestone, and manganese is required to harden the steel. And what is the ratio? Iron ore, coking coal and limestone are required in the ratio of approximately 4:2:1. So this is the requirement for this industry. Try to understand this process of manufacturing of steel. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल टू प्लांट. सबसे पहले आयरन और जो भी कच्चा जो पदार्थ होता है, माल होता है, उसको प्लांट में लेके जाया जाता है. आफ्टर दैट ब्लास्ट फर्नेसेस, भट्टी में गलाया जाता है, उसको साफ किया जाता है. आयरन और इज मेल्टेड, लाइमस्टोन इज फ्लक्सिंग मटेरियल विच इज एडेड, स्लैग इज रिमूव्ड एंड coke is burned to heat the ore. And after heating, pig iron is formed. Molten materials poured into molds called pigs. And after that, steel making, pig iron is further purified by melting and oxidizing the impurities. Manganese, nickel, chromium are added to increase the strongness of steel. And after that, shaping metals by the different processes like the rolling, pressing, casting and forging. So it is the process of manufacturing of steel. Next concept is that what are the problems faced by iron and steel industry. High cost of coking coal. Availability of coking coal is very less in our country India, so we are importing this coking coal and its cost is very high. Next one is limited availability of coking coal. Third, lower productivity of labor because of inefficient techniques, irregular supply of energy and poor infrastructure. So these are the various problems which are faced by our iron and steel industry. At present, with about 33 million tons of steel production, India is at the 9th position among the world crude steel producer. It is the largest producer of sponge iron. In spite a larger quantity of production of steel, the per capita consumption is per annum is only 32 kilogram, which is very lower as we compare to the developed countries. Now in India we have the two types of steel plants. One is integrated steel plant and one is mini steel plant. So what is the difference? It is important question for CBSE board, that these are plants where all the processes are carried out in one complex, from handling of raw material, steel making, rolling and shaping of the steel. It means that integrated steel plant में एक बार raw material घुसने के बाद, एक बार अगर raw material आ गया मिल्क प्लांट के अंदर, आफ्टर दैट फिनिश प्रोडक्ट, वैल्यूएबल प्रोडक्ट बनकर निकलेगा. These plants need large investment because all the processes are carried at one place. These plants fulfill local as well as international demand. Yes, these plants are very necessary for a country because it fulfill the local as well as international demand, because we exported the finished product of this plant to the different nations. There are 10 integrated steel plants in India. Next we discuss about mini steel plants. These are the secondary decentralized units which specialize in one or two processes. One and two processes. It means कि इसका जो डिसेंट्रलाइज प्रोडक्शन यूनिट्स होते हैं, जो मिनी स्टील प्लांट होते हैं, इसमें अलग अलग प्रोसेसेस अलग अलग यूनिट के अंदर होते हैं. दीज प्लांट्स नीड लेस इन्वेस्टमेंट, दीज फुलफिल द लोकल डिमांड्स ओनली, एंड देयर आर मोर देन 400 मिनी स्टील प्लांट्स इन इंडिया. Next question or the next concept is very important, that why the Chota Nagpur Plateau region has the maximum concentration of iron and steel. We already discussed about the locational factor of an industry, and the same reason which we given in that lecture here are availability of raw material. The Chota Nagpur Plateau is famous for iron ores. The states of Bihar, Bengal and Jharkhand provide the raw materials. Cheap labor is coming from the adjoining states of Bihar, Jharkhand. The Damodar Valley Corporation provides power to these plants. Export and import facility provided by Kolkata Port, which is the largest riverine port of India, and availability of coal in the plenty amount. So these are the various causes that all mostly our iron and steel industry are concentrated in the Chota Nagpur plateau. Thank you and have a nice day.